Hello guys, welcome back to Frank Predict. This week we'll be looking at the games for Saturday and Sunday and Monday. I think Chelsea is playing on Monday. So let's just start with a quick recap of what has happened so far. So the midweek games, I said most of those games were 50-50. I started with Liverpool going away to Forest. I said that game was too hard to call because Forest is in real form, won 7 games in a row, and it's not easy to win 7 games in a row. So that game was a tight game, and as we can all see, that game finished 1-1. So Liverpool dropped points. Then Arsenal capitalized on that. They won that London derby. It was a bit cheeky in the sense that they still had to rely on one of those their set pieces. But I said Arsenal need to win the game. It doesn't matter how. Do anything it takes for you to win that game. Get 3 points. Cut the gap on Liverpool, because that's all you can do. Keep winning your games, win dirty, allow people criticize you, but cut the gap. And before you know what's happening, then you see yourself behind Liverpool. And that's exactly what Arsenal did. They cut the gap to 4. So that was an impressive derby win from Arsenal as well. And Man City, I said Man City have been doing well lately, but I said that Brentford was going to be a big test, right? And we all saw what happened in the game. City leading 2-0, Brentford coming back to play 2-2. Although in that game, I feel like City had the chances to win. Even when it was 2-2, City still had the chances to score. So is City back? No. But City is gradually gaining confidence. They are beginning to have their pattern. Their football is beginning to look better. Their defending as well is beginning to look better. So expect more from City in the coming weeks. And then Chelsea, Bournemouth, I said it was a big game for Chelsea. I said it was a difficult game. I said Bournemouth had already taken points from Man United, from Arsenal, from Man City, from Tottenham. So they were coming there with confidence. I know that that's not going to be an easy game. So the fact that game ended 2-2, Chelsea had to come from behind to get the draw. I'm not surprised at all. It's what I expected. I said it that Bournemouth was going to be a tricky game. So you know what, with that, let's just look into the weekend to see what's going to be happening. I think I want to make a special mention of Newcastle. So I know this is meant to just analyze the big five, but Newcastle is going to enter the title race. In fact, I was posting that if Newcastle win the next 3 games, they will be in the title race, because that would be 10 wins in a row. And that's 30 points out of 30. There's no way you win 10 games in a row and we would not consider you to be in a title race. It's not possible. So look closely at Newcastle. They're playing Bournemouth. That's not an easy game. It's the same Bournemouth that has been troubling everybody, trouble Chelsea, Man U, Man City, Arsenal, and everybody. They're going away to Newcastle. I have Newcastle to win that game. So I know I've been saying Bournemouth is not easy, but just based on the way both teams set up and everything, and Isak, the form is on, I have Newcastle to win that game. And as I said, if Newcastle win that game, then they have Fulham, Southampton. They win the next 2 games, they'll be in the title race. They probably will be second, right? So that's one game to keep an eye on. And then Brentford. Liverpool go to Brentford. Last week I said Liverpool have 2 big tests. 1 to go away to Nottingham Forest and 2 to go away to Brentford. But I feel like that Brentford, while it's going to be a big test for Liverpool, I don't think it's going to be as difficult for Liverpool as the Forest game. The reason why I said that is because Forest, they defend well, and then they hit you on the break with their fast players, Elanga and all those people, and boom, they get the chance, they score. I don't think Brentford is that clinical, and I don't think Brentford has a very good defense. In fact, they've been conceding goals, right? Even though they have good home record, they take a lot of points at home, they've always conceded goals. They rarely have clean sheets at home. So it goes down to who's going to score the most goals, right? And also, Brentford's own style of play sometimes is end-to-end. And that suits into Liverpool's, because that's exactly what Liverpool want. Liverpool want a team to go forth with them. And if the team does that, then Liverpool win. Then you see that the game ends 4-3, 6-4. And that's why anytime they play with Spurs, you see that there's always a lot of a lot of goals in that game. Is because both of them like this end-to-end football, and Liverpool, they're the masters of that end-to-end, because you hit them on the break, they like it. If you don't score, they hit you on the break. So it's going to just be that way. So it depends on how Brentford set up for this game. Is Brentford going to allow it to be end-to-end? Normally, Brentford, they tend to start with sitting tight, defending well, but when they concede a goal, then they go for it. What we saw with what happened against Man City. And as I said, if Man City was clinical enough, they probably would have scored more, even after getting that 2 goals. So with Liverpool, it depends on who scores first as well. Liverpool score first, Brentford come out, then Liverpool is going to get more goals. So overall, I think that there will be goals in the game. Liverpool is going to concede 1 or 2, but I think Liverpool is going to win that game. So for me, it's a win for Liverpool. Then the next big game of the day is Aston Villa vs Arsenal. Actually, Villa is going to Arsenal. So this game last season, it ended Arsenal's title hopes because Arsenal was right there. After that game, I think Arsenal went on to win all the other games. So Arsenal was kind of in that position whereby win all your games and you'll be champion. And surprisingly, unexpectedly, they lost 2-0 to Villa. They dominated the first half, missed chances, and then Villa just scored 2 goals, and that kind of finished Arsenal off. So it depends on what happens now. I know Arsenal have a lot of injuries. They're still low on confidence because looking at the game against Spurs yesterday, I think that while Arsenal won that game, it was not a convincing win. They should have killed Spurs off. They allowed Spurs to stay in that game for too long, and Spurs even had a last-minute shot that hit the bar. It could have been 2-2, and that's a game that Arsenal should have finished off, right? So I feel like Arsenal, because of the result against Brighton, then losing to Newcastle, then losing to United, they're still low on confidence. So it depends on what happens in the minds of the players, right? Will they start thinking about Villa as in, oh, these guys were the ones that ended our title race last season, we need to be careful? Or will they be bold to play the way we know Arsenal, right? And also one thing I noticed with the Arsenal game is I noticed that the midfield was quite open. It looks like Partey was struggling to keep up with the pace of Sarr and that Bergvall, also that youngster. And looking at Villa, there's a lot of energy in Villa's midfield. There's Onana, there's Morgan Rogers, and then there's Kamara. Those guys have energy. In fact, Morgan Rogers is the guy that can take the ball from one end of the pitch to the other. So I don't know if Arteta is going to set up in the same way, but if I set up in the same way with Partey and Rice and Odegaard, I think that Villa is going to take over the midfield. And that's probably going to decide how that game will go. And then in terms of striking up, they have Watkins, they have Duran. Those guys are dangerous. You get the chance, they take it. So it depends really on Arsenal, right? This is a game that Arsenal can actually play, manage the game properly, take their chances, and they probably win the game. But one important thing is take their chances, because yesterday they were missing a lot of chances as well. Odegaard had the chance, Havertz free header, Rice straight shot on the keeper. So those chances are very key and important, right? And also ensuring that they don't concede the first goal. That one is also important, because yesterday after conceding the first goal, as I said, Spurs were inexperienced, right? They didn't know how to manage the game. There was a lot of youngsters. They had a lot of injuries, so it kind of affected them as well. But if Villa score you first, obviously those guys have more experience. They will know how to manage the game. They have better defense. They know how to go down, to waste time, to frustrate, and to hit you on the break. So it's very important for Arsenal not to concede the first goal. Keep that game tight. Again, win that game. It doesn't matter how you win the game, because most likely by the time they kick off that game, Liverpool will be 7 points clear with the game in hand, right? That's what I'm predicting that's going to happen. So then there's now pressure on Arsenal. And anything other than a win will take us back to where we are. It will be like take one step forward and one step backward, because they play a draw, then it ends with 6 points gap and back to where we are. I know Liverpool have not played. Anything can still happen, but I'm just, for the sake of this video, I'm predicting that Liverpool is going to beat Brentford, because I looked at the game again with Nottingham Forest. Liverpool should have won. It's just the goalkeeper that kept saving after save after save. Liverpool should have won that game as well, even though Forest was in serious form. So based on the performance against Forest, I think Liverpool is going to beat Brentford. So that means Arsenal have to win that game. Again, as I said, corner kick, no matter what it takes, no matter how it is, just win the game, stay there. You're not playing very well, but you're winning the game, you're keeping close that gap to Liverpool. Then when you start playing well, maybe you overtake them, right? So what do I think is going to happen? I think it's 50-50. I think that Villa, they've had some good results coming into this game. They're confident because of what happened last season. They might be playing in the Arsenal players' mind. If Villa score first, for example, or even if the game stays 0-0 for long, the fans will be nervous. They will be thinking it's the same thing about to repeat itself. And I feel like that's going to play into the game, and with the injuries that Arsenal have and everything. So I think that that game is 50-50. Then on Sunday, United vs Brighton. United have to win. They have to win. I can't remember when last United beat Brighton, right? It's been, what, 2 seasons now? United don't win Brighton. They play a draw or they lose. I think last season Brighton won at Old Trafford. This season they beat United already. But after the performances against Liverpool, going to Arsenal to defend with 10 men, take it to penalties and win, winning away to Man City. There's been some progress for United in the kind of the defensive side, and also good on the break. We all know what Brighton is going to do. Again, I always say Brighton's football, one way: play from the back, pass the ball out, take risks, they get reward or they get punished. So United have to be ready. The moment Brighton make that mistake, you punish them. That's it. Because as I said, if they play from the back and if they play out, then they are through on goal. So you see, so it's kind of going to be that kind of game whereby Brighton is going to attack. They're going to play exactly the same way. That's how Brighton knows how to play. I said it when they were playing Arsenal, they'll play that way. So you have to ensure that you have your energy, you take your chances, and you win this game. So for me, I think United is going to win this game. Just based on the performance against Arsenal, I feel like playing against Arsenal and Liverpool and Man City has given them confidence. I think United is going to win this game, and it's at Old Trafford as well. And United is a win against Brighton is overdue, right? So United, they have to win the game, right? So for me, I have United winning the game. Then the next game, I think, is Man City going away to Ipswich. This is tricky. This is a tricky game. I know when Man City go away to Ipswich, you say, oh, well, Man City, a team that just came from the championship, it should be an easy win. It's not going to be an easy win. City will have to work for it. We saw what Ipswich did to Chelsea. They will defend well, they'll hit you on the break when they get their chances and they take it. And that their striker, I think Delap also, very cunning guy. He's always there in the face of the defenders, messing up, creating chaos, doing all sorts of things that you can think of, right? So that guy is someone to keep an eye on. For me, I feel like, yes, City are slight favourites to win that game, but it's not going to be straightforward. They will have to defend very well because, as I said, Ipswich will set up with block and the rest. So why I'm kind of have City as slight favourites is because City is good with like when teams set up defensively. I've said it. Even when Chelsea played Everton, they could not score. Arsenal played Everton, they could not score. I said, oh, City was going to get a goal because I know Everton is going to set up deep. And City like teams set up deep because they pass you around, and from what we're seeing now with Foden, with De Bruyne, these guys are kind of coming back to form, right? And then with Haaland, you're setting up deep, then he gets the chance to be in the box and they cross the ball, then City will get 1 or 2 goals. So yeah, I feel like City is slight favourite to win the game, but as I said, it's not going to be straightforward. It's not just going to be City come walking away. It's going to be like these guys defending deep, City working very hard, making sure that you break them down to get the goal, right? So for me, I have it as City to win, but not an easy win. Then finally, Chelsea. Monday Night Football. Chelsea against Wolves. Wolves is in a relegation battle. The manager came. The first 3 games, they took 7 points. Since then, they've been losing games. I can't remember if they actually won their FA Cup game, but since then, they've been losing games. So for me, Chelsea in Stamford Bridge against Wolves, Chelsea should win. Chelsea too, low on confidence. It's going to be 5 games now. I think 4 games without a win. They lost that game to Fulham, lost to Ipswich, then they draw against Everton, then they draw against Bournemouth. So this game, they're also under pressure at home to win. But I'm just looking at Wolves and the threat that Wolves offers going forward. I don't think they have that much threat. I looked at the game. I think I watched the game against Newcastle. Newcastle just destroyed them. I know that Chelsea doesn't have Newcastle's form, but yeah, you expect Chelsea to win that game, right? So at home against Wolves, that is in the relegation battle, surely no matter what, Chelsea should win that game. And for me, I'm predicting that Chelsea will win the game. Might be a close win, 1-0, 2-1 or something like that. But yeah, I'm sure Chelsea will win the game. So yeah, that's my prediction for the weekend games. I mean, drop your comments and tell me if you agree or if you disagree with these predictions, or if there's any reason why you think one team or the other is going to win or do the opposite. Thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Bye.